Hey guys, how you doing? Professor EDC with another BLADE-OSOPHY Sunday. This time around, while I talk, I'm gonna be stropping a couple of my blades. So here we go. Well, before I begin, I just wanna wish a get well message to a friend and a wonderful reviewer, Kyle Lamphere. Get well, brother. I know you're going through some health issues, and just want to let you know that positive thoughts and energy go your way, all the way from Mexico. So, best of lucks, a lot of health, and get well, brother. Okay, now uh, retaking the subject we are on. We're talking about the Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi, and just going through some phrases, some fragments of the book. And in this case, in this occasion, the phrase is the smallest one yet, and it's the deepest one. And I will talk about it not only from my academic perspective as exactly as a professor. I study different subjects, but I'm going to use the experience I have as a meditator, and as a student of Buddhism and Eastern philosophy. So I am by no means an expert. This is just what I feel and think, and just based on my experience, all right? So it is just an opinion, okay? Anyways, the phrase is very short and it's very, very deep. He's giving us advice as to how to fight. And one of the phrases he mentions is knowing the reality of things. That's it. Just knowing the reality of things. But you see, that's a very tough thing, because what is reality? And what is the reality of things? We may say each one of us lives a reality, our own particular reality, but at the same time, we take part in a bigger reality, and a world reality, and a universe reality, and a species reality. The reality that we live is not the same that a fly lives or our dogs live. So he mentions a couple of things when facing an adversary. I will use that word instead of enemy, because life is full of adversities, and I want to refer to adversities rather than enemies, because I think it's more adequate and precise. Anyways, distinguish intentions, distinguish the situation of the surroundings. See with clarity the reality of things. Oof, that's tough, man. To go into that, we would have to realize where we are standing. Like an alcoholic. Before an alcoholic can cure himself, he has to acknowledge and know that he's an alcoholic, right? So he has to know and acknowledge that reality. And that's the first step, because we, in many cases, just don't want to acknowledge reality. We want to go with our preferences and our biases instead of looking at the big picture and looking for objective data, and to arrive to a more complete vision and decision. In any case, I think, at least in my life, it has helped me trying to be more objective, trying to know these biases and these things that make up my mind and my decisions. It is very, very much like the Oracle of Delphos. That phrase in the entrance that says, you, before entering the Oracle, you were expected to, before you ask the gods anything, you were expected to ask yourself these questions and find out before going to the next step. And the phrase that's at the entrance in the Oracle of Delphos it goes something like, if you don't find within yourself what you are looking for, you will not find it outside either. So, this should be the starting point to understand the world and to understand ourselves. We've heard this many times throughout the ages, from many wise men, and much wiser than I am, at least. So reality is something difficult. Reality is something sometimes we just don't want to hear or don't want to see. We are facing, for example, elections next year here in Mexico, and this year, I think, in the States. And we get all confused about the candidates and proposals and what people say, and ex-presidents, and we take sides and go with our biases, and that's just fine. I'm not I'm not criticizing anyone. What I do think, at least in my country, we should do is we gotta be smarter as to who we choose, and we gotta be smarter as to how we go about this process and how we go about voting. In the past, we have voted for soap operas of a government, and that has to change. And we need to take a good look at ourselves, our strengths and weaknesses, know the ground, know where we're standing, and then take a good look around us and inform ourselves. There are people who know, there are thinkers, there are writers, very intelligent people out there that have a bigger perspective of life and of economics and of politics and of blades. For example, Nick Shabazz. For example, Clint, Alchemy 1, Slicey Dicey, Metal Complex, many people out there that Blade Banker, that have held many blades, and they have that experience and the joy of studying about them. And so we listen to them. Why do we listen to them? Because we know they know better. And it's the same way in our lives when we ask for advice, when we're about to vote, to vote, sorry, pronunciation. And we need to observe character, fluctuations, rhythms, strengths and weaknesses, and we need to learn how to observe, develop intuition. These are things that will serve us not only when we select a knife or when we select a president, but they will serve us when trying to fix a problem with our loved ones. They will serve us to be happier men and women, to become stronger. We need to learn how to distinguish the state of mind that we are in, because of course this is going to influence our decisions and the way we view things, as well as distinguish personal preferences and what is an opinion and what is a fact, and just be okay with facts. We have our opinions. Things might change them or not. That's up to everyone. But we need to listen to the facts. We need to observe, learn how to observe reality, and before we ask the gods, we should ask ourselves, what is reality? And we should get to know ourselves better. Why? Because we'll be happier that way. We will start finding out things that we didn't notice. We will start a path, the path of the blade, the path of knowing ourselves, a path of evolution and development. So this is the invitation of one Miyamoto Musashi. This is the invitation of many old traditions, wonderful traditions. This is the path of deep-rooted mindfulness, not New Age mindfulness, but rather a more honest mindfulness. It goes way back, mindfulness, and yeah, I know it's a trend now, but in many ways, this new era, New Age mindfulness is pretty incorrect. Anyways, if we learn about ourselves, if we learn about our minds, we'll make less mistakes. And even if we make them, we'll be able to live with those mistakes, correct them, and improve for the next time. I think that's it for today. I just want to leave you with that and see what you think. And please comment. And well, I'm gonna give you your homework as always, as a professor. Subscribe, share. Come on, guys, help me share. Help me grow the channel, and click on the bell for notifications. Please give a like or unlike, whatever you think. Participate, that's very important. I always, or almost always, 99% of the time, respond. And there are my, you can reach me at my mail or my Instagram. Okay? Well, guys, have a swell week. And just remember, always hold your blade as if you were going to slash the universe. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Professor EDC out.